Welcome back to our Profit Era, the podcast where we talk about all things money, business, and building profit you can actually keep. It's your host, Cindy, your fractional CFO and financial bestie. And today I want to share habits $5 million to $100 million founders are doing that the average person isn't. Since I just got back from Alex Hermosi's acquisition.com strategy session, I was in a room full of $5 million to $100 million founders, and I was so inspired. I felt like I learned so much by just interacting with the other people in the room. And I wanted to share this because I found it so valuable. So let's get into it. Now, number one is they know their numbers inside and out. They know exactly what their monthly profit was, what their return on investments is, what's in their bank account, where they're spending their money, and what's going on. They know exactly everything they need to know about their business. And if I'm the average person, they don't want to deal with their numbers. They don't want to do their monthly bookkeeping. They don't want fractional CFO support. They just want to do nothing. And then all of a sudden, when it's tax time, they just want to send their receipts to their bookkeeper or accountant, get them to plug the numbers so they pay the least amount of taxes, and that's it. And that's not really helping them because if you're deciding to hire or you're investing in a new office space or deciding to pay yourself more, like how do you know that if you don't even know what the numbers mean? How do you know you're breaking even? How do you know you're actually profitable and your business is actually making money? Like, you don't know any of those things unless you're actually tracking your numbers on a monthly basis. Step two, they focus on one offer. So, a lot of us, including me, have so many offers, so many different strategies. We see someone else doing something, they're making money, they're showing their Stripe screenshots, and you're just like, I need to do this too. And you start doing that thing, and then your energy and focus, it's just scattered everywhere. And the things you were good at and you were doing, you're no longer doing them. You're trying to fit in with everybody else when really you should be standing out. You should show up as different in your industry. So they focus on one offer, getting good at it, and being known for that one thing. They're not chasing all these different things. Three is they protect their profit and energy. So they say no to the things that don't align with them, and they're okay with that. They're not experiencing FOMO. They're really strategic. So if they're deciding to collaborate with someone, they're looking at, does this person have similar audiences? How can I benefit from collaborating with them or doing a workshop for their mastermind? Like, how does it work for me? Whereas a lot of people, they just want exposure. It doesn't matter if someone has similar audiences or not. Like, they're kind of winging it. I see a lot of people in threads, someone posts that they're looking for podcast guests or speaking engagement, and you see like the comments like blowing up, like, oh, I want to be on this podcast, or I want to do this, I want to do that. It's just like, take a step back. Like, what do you want to be known for? Why do you want to be on that podcast? So, really just pausing and protecting your energy and time because you're valuable, your time is valuable, and you're never going to get your time back. Like, once it's gone, it's gone. So, why not focus on the things that are actually going to drive the needle forward and are going to impact your life in like a good way? Step four is they're in it for the long game. So a lot of us, we start businesses, we want to make the podcast, we want to write a book, we want the $1 million, we want to do all of these things in year one. But you can't compare your year one to someone's year 10. So the people that are doing $100 million plus, they're focused, they're locked in, they're in it for the long-term growth. So ask yourself, why are you running your business? If your goal is to sell the business, then you need to put the time, the work in. You need clean records, clean numbers. Like, you got to put the work in. So for myself right now, based on the recommendations the acquisition.com team has given me, I'm trying to set my business up so that I can sell it. So in order to do that, I need to build good systems, have my offers, everything locked down. And I know I have to be in it for the long game. I can't go from like doing CFO on call and taxes consulting advisory to all of a sudden becoming a profit coach for people not valuing my advisory and the consulting side. So for me, it's really about finding the right type of income levels for people that value the advisory and consulting piece, and then offering tax services alongside with that. So I know I got to be in it for the long game. Now, 5 is they put their money to work and they're disciplined. So they're not trading their time for money. They're actually, once they have like their cash flow set up, they're investing that money into assets that is going to generate money for them so that they no longer have to trade their time, their hours, anything for money. Like that money's going to work for them. And they're also disciplined. Like they're not chasing coaches, joining all these masterminds, doing all of these things. Like they're very intentional about who they're investing in, why. What is that coach going to do for them? Now, I see a lot of people, they invest in like sales coaches, marketing coaches, business coaches, just because those coaches are just showing Stripe screenshots of like 100K months or 50K months or whatever. And you think, oh, if I work with that coach, I can get the same results. And the reality is, you're not going to. The reason things have worked out for that coach is because they put systems in and put their reps in. But at the same time, they're going to teach you what has worked for them rather than what's going to work for your goals. So really be intentional about the rooms you get in, the conferences, the community, whoever you hang out with. You got to be really intentional about your energy and how disciplined you are. And number 6, they're not comparing themselves. They're not flashing their Stripe screenshots or wearing all like the designer outfits, flashing their car, but like really, like look at Mark Cuban, look at Alex Hormozy. Like Alex Hormozy like wears his acquisition.com beater, his shorts. You see like Adam Sandler always in like sweats and things like that. Even Mark Cuban, like he's always in jeans. Like you don't see these people that are wealthy flashing their money because they don't need to. Whereas people like different coaches, different experts, whatever they are, they're flashing their money, showing off their designer stuff, their clothes, their rented cars. But behind the scenes, those people are broke. So the wealthy people, they don't brag. Like their results speak for themselves and they don't need to advertise, they don't need to do any of that. So it's really about just being humble and just putting in the work rather than wanting like applause, people to notice what you're doing. Like for myself, after that conference and that strategy session with their team, like it just put things into perspective because I feel like this summer I've been completely distracted, even this year as well. I feel like I've been trying to do so many different things. I haven't enjoyed taxes, but really it was about me not working with this right type of people. So for me, I'm really putting my head down. I feel like this winter is going to be really quiet for me, really focused, locked in. So when I go to my next strategy session in March, like I have the results that I want. Otherwise, what's the point of investing this money, doing all of these things if I'm not implementing things I've been taught? So that's where I'm at. I really wanted to share what these founders are doing differently from the average person. So you start to think a certain way as well. If you're looking for more people like doing $1 million plus, or looking for better communities or people that actually encourage you and lift you up, then I want you to start looking for rooms where people are doing so much better than you. People that have already hit your goals because you want to be the most behind person in that room. I feel like I was the most behind in the first workshop I went to last year in September. And I'm still like the most behind person in the room I was in just last week. And I'm happy about that because being surrounded by these kind of people and even Alex's team, like it's just showing me what's possible. And if I stop all the distractions, start putting in the work, like before you know it, like I'm gonna be tracking my results on a monthly basis too. But like by the 6 months, like I'm going to be in such a different headspace. My business is going to be booming. I'm going to have strategy. I'm going to be fully locked in on just my two offers. So I will be tracking all of this and I'll be sharing my monthly updates on the podcast. If you have any questions or you want to connect, you just need some inspiration or someone to talk to, my DMs are always open. You can send me a DM at It's Cindy Kumar. So that's it for today's episode, and I'll see you next week.